Well, aside from Carlos Narvaez getting his first major league hit, that was an ugly game. Not surprised. And with the exception of Clark Schmidt, who's had a good bullpen, and apparently he's working his way back, the Yankees need to add another starting pitcher. I mean, I've said it repeatedly, and I just don't. I think Cortez has already plateaued as a Yankee, unfortunately. So, they clearly need, and it looks like with John Birdie's minor setback, it looks like they're going to need to add 2 infielders. So, what type of moves they're going to make, I don't know. When they're going to make them, I hope real soon. So, but again, like I'll say this again too, no team is making big trades yet because the prices are either not established or too high. We don't know who the hell is going to become sellers and who knows going to be buying. The sellers have all the leverage right now, all the leverage. So we'll see what happens. But the Yankees drop this one 9-1, second game of a 4-game series. There are 2 games left, right? 2 games left. I got my man NFE from the Strike Zone here. There are 2 games left in the series, so the Yankees can still salvage a series tie, maybe even a series win. So, but we'll take this one step at a time. But nevertheless, I was just saying today's an ugly day. Cortez did not look good, right? I like the hustle there from Juan Soto. I like Carlos Narvaez got his first hit. But aside from that, what else do we have? Really, not much. Not much. At least we didn't get shut out. Well,
I mean, might as well be a shutout, right? I mean, not to be too negative or anything, but it was just a terrible game all around. I mean, Nestor did not have his stuff. There's games where he looks fantastic. He looks like the Nestor Cortez that we all know. And there's other games where it's just like Cortez he looks lost out there. I don't know what's going on. As far as the bats were dead. It was dead. Nice to see Narvaez get his first career hit. That was cool. But one run.
The kid that pitched through one hit through 5 innings. So
yeah.
So he looked good.
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't know how accurate this is. Somebody said the Yankees are in discussions right now with the Rays for a multiplayer trade. That's all I know right now. By the way, shout out to everybody in the chat here. Shout out to everybody. Hit that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the Strike Zone too, please. Have you heard any of this yet?
As far as the Rays having some interest in some of the Yankees prospects.
Yeah, they're apparently in talks with the Rays on a multiplayer trade. I don't know what players and what prospects. I don't know yet. I'm still looking. I'm looking to find out. So. But that was it was chatter about it earlier. So, but again, you never know. You never really know. I mean, again, the only guy I would want to trade with from the Rays would probably be Isaac Paredes or maybe one of their relievers.
And Paredes plays
third and first.
Perfect. The Yankees need a third baseman.
They do.
There's no denying that they absolutely need a third baseman. I know some folks in the chat and a lot of fans are talking about Jazz Chisholm. Listen, I would love to get Jazz Chisholm. I don't know if they get both Jazz Chisholm and Paredes. It's going to be one or the other.
Yeah, if you were to get both, you're going to have to say goodbye to Jason Dominguez, Rodriguez, Chase Hand. You're going to have to say bye to a lot of pieces.
Mm-hmm.
That's just it has to be that way, right?
Yeah,
and
and that's the thing.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
No, real quick. Though, what I was going to say was if the fans are in a win now mode and they talk about being deprived for the last 15 years, well, these trades are going to have to happen. It's going to hurt, but every good trade is gonna hurt. And Paredes, I think he comes with a few years of control too. I think he's a free agent till in 2028, if I'm not mistaken. Paredes, yeah.
He's a Super 2, meaning you get 4 years of arbitration instead of 3. So he's got 3 years of arb beyond this year. So you're right, 2028. And again, arbitration is generally on the cheap. So, and so you get an afford. He would cost less than salary-wise, less than Ryan McMahon would. But he would probably require a higher prospect package than Ryan McMahon would. So that's something we have to keep in mind, right? And we know that the Yankees have to make multiple trades. In order to do that, they're going to have to give up a lot of prospects to do it. A lot.
Yeah, because he's 25 right now.
He's 25
So
years old. Yeah.
he's 25 years old.
Good defender. He's got a good contact bat, too. And, he's a Yankee killer also. So, it would be nice to have a Yankee killer playing for the Yankees and let him be a Rays killer. Because, if the Rays they could trade half the team and it's still going to be good.
Well, the Rays organization, I mean, they're one of those organizations. They do a good job of developing players.
Very good job.
They just end up trading them. That's why they don't end up being as good as you would think. You think that the Rays, like, these guys are going to absolutely or the Rays are absolutely going to kill it, but then it's like somehow, some way they just don't, and that's the part that kills me.
Yep. And Billy Clemens said, I want to bring up this comment. He's so smart from last year's trade deadline. Yeah, we know how overruled Cashman on I think trades, because he wanted the kids to come up. He's like, he said it doesn't really matter what kind of trades you make, we're not going to go anywhere this season. So let's just call the kids up. And so I get it, okay. But now they have Juan Soto, and Hal's already admitted that they need to make moves. Okay, and they acknowledged it publicly. They need to make moves. So I don't think he's going to overrule Cashman for this deadline. I'd be very surprised if he did that. So, but I totally understand you being worried and frustrated about it, Billy. It sucks that it happened last year, but again, this is a different team than last year. It definitely is a different team than last year. And the fact of the matter is, they need to do this, right?
Yeah, and you also got to keep in mind, I mean, you also have Juan Soto, so you're trying to make an impression on him.
Yeah.
So you want to show this guy, you want to show Juan Soto that you're being serious, and you're looking for ways to make this team better. We're not just we're an organization that you want to play for. So it's like, if you want to sign Juan Soto back, if you want him back, then you gotta start making moves. And I know the Rays are in town, right? But I'm wondering if Cashman and their GM are talking. I don't know if they're who knows what's going down. I know some folks are saying, as far as the prospects, like, Cashman doesn't want to trade any prospects, but I don't know. I know that I feel like there's a couple of there's a few untouchables, but I think everybody else is up for open. They'll want to trade them.
It sounds as if right now the only two untouchables are Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez.
Yeah.
But the fact is, if you want Tarek Skubal, one of them's going.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
I wasn't going to trade either one of them for 1 year Corbin Burns, but 2+ years of Tarek Skubal, different story. Okay. And Roderick Garris, to me, is not an untouchable, right? None of those pitchers are untouchables right now. And especially if you want a guy like Tarek Skubal, there's a very, not even on one hand, are amount of significant difference makers that the Yankees could potentially acquire. But any one of them is going to cost one of these big prospects.
Yeah.
The Yankees be willing to move on from them. And to me, again, it's hard for me to part with Spencer Jones. He's not the health risk that I think Jason Dominguez is, unfortunately, right now. But Dominguez is obviously a serious talent too. Would I love to keep them both? Sure, absolutely. If you can get a trade without giving them up, yeah, God, yeah. But it sounds as if, and if you look at I did a video the other day when I was going over this, and one of the Tigers prospects, their number one prospect is the 10th overall prospect in baseball. He's an outfielder. Okay, so you might be able to get away with not trading one of them, but I don't think you will for Tarek Skubal.
Yeah, no.
A's are asking for both from Mason Miller. Let's get
no.
take your crazy pills, all right, please. But that's what the asking price is right now, and you have a small amount of teams. Sellers have all the leverage right now. They can just wait and say, you want to overpay him, otherwise I'm keeping him. What the hell are we gonna do?
Yeah, I know a lot, because I know some fans are like, why isn't Cashman acting now? Why isn't he doing anything now? The thing is, All these teams are holding back right now. A lot of
No
teams.
no GM is acting right
Yeah,
now.
no
None.
GM. Right.
There's a reason why the prices are either not established yet, or they're way too high, or we don't know who the sellers are.
Mm-hmm. And have you seen the standings in the NL, right?
Yeah, this. I
It's
mean,
it's insane.
yeah. I mean, there's so many teams near contention or in contention that and with the expanded playoffs with the 2 extra teams now, it's going to be even harder to pry a player away from a team. And that's the reality, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And it's let's see, no, nobody's played yet today. Okay, the Yankees lost, but the Orioles haven't played yet. The Red Sox haven't played yet. Okay, just checking to see. But these are the facts, right? Like that's just the way that it is. That's the way it is every year at the trade deadline, and then like the week of or the day of, it's like total chaos. And which is I'm expecting that to be that way. That's why I'm going live for 7 hours on trade deadline day from 12
Dang.
p.m. to 7 p.m. So we could
That's
be here and just slam it all. And the deadline is at 6, but anytime a deal, the only requirement for the trade deadline is the paperwork has to be submitted to the commissioner before 6 o'clock.
mm-hmm.
Okay, if it is, and a lot of these deals get submitted at 5:55, so you'll hear some deals trickle in after 6, 6:15, 6:30, and so on. So, it's going to be crazy on trade deadline day. But my guess is it's going to go down to trade deadline day because I think teams are going to decide last minute. All right, you can have my guy, but you got to give us this, and it might come down to the wire for some teams. All right, and what's your take on this, bro?
I mean, yeah, I think all the moves that are gonna go down are gonna go down on the day of.
Yeah,
It's just the way it's gonna be the week of, but the majority of them are gonna go down. I feel like most of them are gonna go down the day of because right now there are a lot of teams holding out. So yeah, there's no teams right now, like you said, that are making deals. I mean,
none.
and
Couple of fringe trades with the Rays and
yeah,
Royals, but those are little margin. What you people call dumpster diving. That's the trades they're making. Dumpster diving trades, right? What? Not I'm saying you people in the chat, but a lot of the fans do call
right,
it dumpster diving, right? That's what other
yeah.
teams are doing. Unfortunately, there aren't any blockbuster trades that any team's making yet.
Not right now. Not right now. But I do, like I said, they need a third baseman. Glaber Torres is not cutting it. I'm
No.
sorry. He's not cutting it. That he's another one. He's not cutting it. They gotta call V-Boss back up, man. Because I'm like,
Yes. Yes.
how much worse can he be?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then, you know, who else? Like, Verdugo needs to pick it up. He's been in a major slump.
He turned into a base hit machine to one of the worst hitters in baseball over the last month and a half.
Yeah.
What in the heck happened to him? Crazy.
Yeah, and bullpen, they have to address the bullpen. Although there's been some bright spots in the bullpen, but they still need to address the bullpen. And a starter, it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt unless they call up, Will Warren or something, because he's the only one that's really major league ready in terms of starting pitching.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, we have more than 2 good hitters. I don't really buy the Luis Severino talking line, Corey. We have more than 2 good hitters, but
yeah,
unfortunately, they're not all hitting at the same time. That's what we need to get that back. But a lot of people are saying, he keeps saying Spencer Jones is struggling. We keep hearing this talking point from a lot of places. His batting average has slowly been getting higher each month, but he is batting right now. He's batting. Where is it?
Well, some fans are complaining about Spencer Jones's high strikeout rate.
Yeah, and he's lowering his strikeouts too. But
Yeah.
I'm looking at the stats right here. Where are the strikeouts? Okay. Yeah, he's still got to cut on, but he's in Double-A too. And who had the highest strikeout? Who set the Major League Baseball record for strikeouts as a rookie, as a Yankee? Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge, yeah.
Judge.
Good point. Right.
And he cut down on the strikeouts as he progressed too. Spencer Jones is going through the same struggles that Jason Dominguez went through, and when he made these adjustments, he got better. So I would, if Jones stays, then we have to be patient with him. Same thing applies to Dominguez.
Yeah.
Stays, we have to be patient with him. And
Yeah.
what I love, Jones. I mean, Jones is tearing the cover off the ball now. He had a bad
Yeah.
but
a lot of people, in the offseason, a lot of people were willing to. There were some fans that were willing to trade Spencer Jones for Corbin Burns, but if Corbin Burns had like 3 more years of control, like if he had 3 years of control,
different
I would
story.
have been like, you know what, sign me up. People would have been able wanting to trade him for Dylan Cease, not me, not Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease is not. He's a good pitcher, but he's not like an elite pitcher. He's a good pitcher. It's not like I'm trading Spencer Jones for like a Garrett Cole type of caliber if I'm trading for a starting pitcher. So
Consigliere.
Hey, what's up, Joe?
What's everybody else too? Jack, Stephen B, Peanut, everybody. Shout out to all of you. But again, this is what we're dealing with right now, right? And after a game like this where one of our starters got pounded, this is it's people feel like they're in the dumps, and I can't blame them for feeling that way. I feel that way too, but at the same time, like, we know that the Yankees have to make moves. You also know that that these moves are going to take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So we don't know if Cashman's probably working on the phone probably 24/7 right now for all we know. We can't say that he's not, and he also can't. He can't just make the phone call and trade anybody he wants anytime he wants. It doesn't work that way. So there's so many people think that it's that easy. It's not. It's not that easy, unfortunately.
No, if it was easy, then the trades would have been done by now.
Yeah,
and some trades being announced right now.
The only person I would consider moving Jones for would be Tarek Skubal.
You know what? I jump on board with that.
That's the only guy because he's got controllable years left, and he's 27. He's a lefty, and he's different from Garrett Crochet. Crochet's nasty, and he's better as a starter than he has been a reliever. Crochet, so he had a slow start, then they converted him. He's been really good, but at the same time, Skubal's always been a starter, so I'm not worried about the durability factor and what to do and so on and so forth. But the fact of the matter is, it looks like they really need an arm, and Schmidt's not going to be enough. I think he'll be replace Nestor Cortez most likely, and it looks more obvious to me that Cortez has to go. If he doesn't get traded, he has to go into long relief.
Yeah, Cortez. I said it in the offseason that he's been my question mark in that rotation more so than Rodon, but at the moment right now, both of those guys are a question mark for me. So. Rodon looked excellent in the beginning of the season. He faltered. I don't know what's going on with him. I have a hunch that him and Matt Blake, I don't think they're seeing eye to eye. I think there's a little bit of I think their chemistry is a little bit off. Nestor, I just think he's just inconsistent. I think he's, there's one day he looks really good. Other days he doesn't look so good. So,
and yes, they obviously have to get Grisham has been better than Jahmai Jones, better than JD. And JD's just came off JD to me was like a fringe piece because so many guys were injured, like Birdie and the rest of them. Once they make moves to come back, I think JD and probably Jahmai Jones get designated for assignment. I'm guessing.
You would hope, yeah.
I
would think so.
Yeah, and then at that point, if you get multiple infielders, then I move DJ to the bench, right, where he can back up a lot of positions. At this point, he should not be starting anymore.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I like him. I really like him, but at this point, we need an upgrade in those positions. And he's good. He'd be a good serviceable backup.
Yeah, and I know. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What did you say?
I don't think they're trading him with his contract.
Who's DJ? Well, you're not gonna, and he's a 5'10" guy, right? So
yeah, so he can veto any trade, guys.
He can veto any trade, right?
Any trade he wants. That's a good point.
Yeah, and they're not gonna. Yeah, and they're not gonna DFA him either because the Yankees aren't just gonna eat $30 million. Just like just like how a lot of fans, I mean, not to go off subject, but they were before the season even began, they were just like DFA Giancarlo Stanton. Well, now you all are eating your words.
Yeah.
So, and you're not going to DFA somebody that's owed $98 million. Like, get real, people.
No, it's not. It's
Yeah.
just, no, it's
But
yeah.
another thing I wanted to bring up, because people are just like, oh, you got to be willing to trade prospects. But here's the thing. There were so many fans that were complaining about the Yankees farm system, how they didn't have anybody in the past. And they spent, millions and millions of dollars, right? Over a 14, 15-year span, they've spent like $4 billion, and unfortunately they had nothing to show for it. But it's like, okay, well, if you give up all these prospects, which I mean, sometimes you have to, I get it. And do you want the Yankees to go out and spend a ton of money and still have nothing to show for it? Because, what do you want? This is what I asked the fans. Like, make up your minds. I'm not saying the Yankees should go out and spend millions, but you got to give some of the young guys a chance. I understand they're not going to all make it. So they're not going to all make it.
Yeah, that's true. But I also, it's like, well, you got to give, you got to don't trade these prospects. Don't trade these prospects except for these three, like that, or whatever. And the prospects you have to trade are going to be the ones that get you the people like Tarek Skubal and some of these folks that are going to be essentially the win now players for the Yankees. Like a win now players would probably be Paredes, would probably be Skubal, would probably be a Crochet. Like these guys are win now players.
Yeah.
And that's it. Every one of them is going to cost a pretty penny.
Yeah, and they gotta start playing. They gotta start playing some of these young guys that they call up. I mean, they're doing that with, they did it with Volpe. They're still sticking with Volpe. Now Austin Wells is getting a lot. He's going to get a lot of playing time now, especially with Trevino is going to be out for a while. Sounds like, from what Aaron Boone said. Maybe hopefully we see Narvaez get some playing time. Because I doubt Wells is going to play every single day. You got to give Narvaez a chance, right? Who else? I wish we could see Dominguez up, but unfortunately he had a setback.
Yeah, and he's still probably 4 or 6 weeks out. He might be September call up at this point. And if Verdugo stinks, then you sit Verdugo and you replace him with Jason Dominguez. I mean,
Verdugo needs to step it up, man.
We need him to step it up.
Looking good.
We need him to step it up. I mean, I don't know what his deal is, man. But hopefully they're working with him behind the scenes. But at the same time, but the bottom line is, I mean, they got to acquire a pitcher here. You need a pitcher, and
for bullpen or starting.
I think both.
Both. I agree, because Brandon Moore was asking us the question to us about will they have to acquire another starting pitcher.
I think so. I don't know.
Do it.
I mean,
got to do it. Yeah.
I mean, it could be somebody like Yusei Kikuchi from the Blue Jays. It could be somebody who can eat innings on a consistent basis. Would I love Skubal? Yeah, more than anybody. So, the chances of them getting him, I don't know. Unless they shock us all, Unless they shock us all and say, yeah, we'll give them whatever they want, the Tigers, because it's better than trading Spencer Jones to the freaking Rays. I rather trade him to a team that has no chance, most likely, in competing. And the Rays are not that team. So, with all the people that they have and they're developing, and you add somebody like that to there, and he's going to turn, he'll spend the next decade punishing the Yankees. So I don't want to do that. And yeah, with Cody Poteet, he's coming, at some point he'll be back too. Him, Schmidt, but him, I mean, we need somebody better than both of them. It looks like we need that number 2 behind Cole in the postseason that we were all hoping that Rodon would be and has not shown to be yet. We need that, we need that consistent 1-2 in the postseason. I mean, 1-2-3 would be even better. But at the very least 1-2. So, boy, yeah, it's if you had a crystal ball, and what would you see the Yankees actually doing? Like, not what they should do. What do you think they'll actually do?
Honestly, Jason, I mean, knowing Cashman, we talk about all these players,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes after a player that we didn't even think of.
Mm-hmm.
He does that a lot. I don't know specifically what player, but I do see him addressing the bullpen. I think I think he's going to address that. He needs to. I think he'll get a lefty arm. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I know they just signed somebody to a minor league deal yesterday who was on the Blue Jays.
Yep.
But I think they're gonna trade for a lefty arm.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I agree.
yeah, one or two arms for the bullpen, one lefty, one righty, an infielder for sure.
Yep.
They have to. I mean, an infielder. I don't know.
No idea.
We know it ain't Ryan McMahon because he got confirmation from the Rockies organization that he wasn't going to get traded. He didn't want to leave.
Yep.
He made that known because of he's got a newborn. The news came out on that. I think realistically, man, I really think they're going to get couple of bullpen arms and an infielder.
Honestly, if they trade with the Rays, I have a feeling it'll be like Brandon Lowe or something like that, and one of their relievers.
Brandon, the second baseman, Lau?
Second baseman,
Lau?
yeah. And I don't know, Pete Fairbanks, one of their relievers, I think. If they make a trade with the Rays, I can't see it being Paredes. Like, I'd be surprised. I'd be really surprised if they did that. I have a feeling Paredes. Like, I did my my second episode of MLB trade deadline predictions today, and I updated based on all the changes that have been happening, and I predicted Arozarena and Paredes going to the Dodgers in a multiplayer trade. The Dodgers are being aggressive right now with the White Sox. They're trying to get Crochet and Luis Robert.
Doesn't surprise me. I mean,
and I
predicted. Go ahead.
Sorry. I don't think they have enough for both of them. So I think Arozarena and Paredes will probably be a more representative package for them. It would cost less than Crochet and Robert. But that would be a freaking good package. That'd be a good addition to the Dodgers.
Yeah, my prediction for Crochet was that he would go to the Dodgers, Orioles, or possibly the Padres. Those were like the three teams that I had in mind. But realistically, I think it's looking like more like the Dodgers and the Orioles.
I think the Orioles they're gonna get somebody that's gonna be a difference maker, and they're gonna overpay for him.
Yeah, and it's funny, right? Something else to keep in mind is that, the Yankees hardly spent any money in the offseason. A lot of their deals were done on trades.
Mm-hmm.
And look at the Dodgers. They've spent over $1 billion in contracts, and they still have holes.
Yep.
So some people are probably going to say, who cares about the Dodgers? But the point is, they've spent a ton of money. And they got talent on that team, and they still have issues on their team.
Yep.
So,
just like there are areas where they need to pick up, just like there are areas where the Yankees need to pick up, right? So, do I expect them both to be busy at the deadline? Yes, because they have to. They have to be, right? Like the Dodgers are gonna. I mean, I think Dave Dombrowski from the Phillies, I think is gonna pick up a bat, and the Dodgers are gonna have to counter that. I think the Diamondbacks are probably going to pick up a player too. Maybe the Padres as well. The Dodgers are going to have to counter those moves, just like we are going to have to counter stuff that the Orioles do. Stuff that maybe the Red Sox, right? They're up trending team right now. They could make a big trade for all we know. No idea. And they're known for doing that, the Red Sox, making sneaky trades. It's Ken. What do you know? Yeah. Well, this is exactly, Ken. You homework and evaluate the history of race trades. They always win the day. The scouting and player development. They are top of the baseball chain in scouting and player development. There's no doubt about that. They have a superb department in both. Superb.
I mean, you would think with the way they develop their players and with the scouting, with the talent that the scouts have, you would think this team would be so much better, but. Again, like we said, they're not. I don't know why.
They're almost like the A's right? And the Marlins, they don't like to pay their players.
Mm-hmm.
So they get moved on from, they trade, and so on and so forth, right? They get through arbitration, and then they become a free agent, become expensive, they move on, right? And they keep developing. If you look at their farm right now, they could replace one. They're going to have to replace Juan DeFranco, and they could replace Isaac Paredes too. They have 4 infield prospects in the top 60 of the top 100 overall Major League Baseball. They have 4 of them, 2 in the top 10. They could replace Juan DeFranco and Isaac Paredes tomorrow if they wanted to from the farm.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. So they,
Wander. You mentioned Wander Franco.
yeah, I
What a
don't think he's ever
waste
going to
of
play again.
talent, man.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever play again. And the thing
Oh,
that sucks the most is there is not a clause in baseball right now that allows the Rays to get out of paying his contract. They have to pay him $15 million a year for the next decade.
that sucks.
It sucks. I feel bad for them. That sucks.
Yeah.
That really said they need to. That has to be talked into that. I mean, forget about trading draft picks in the next CBA. That something like that needs to be addressed in the CBA. There can't be that much protection for pedophiles. Like, come on,
Oh,
guys.
hell no.
What are we doing? Come on. No way. So that's crazy. But the fact of the matter is they're scouting and play development. They could replace him and Paredes tomorrow if they wanted to. Tomorrow. And that's how good their department is. Right? And so Johnny TD, Rodon has a no trade clause.
Right.
So no, they can't. There's nothing they can do there really. He'll have to waive it. And I don't know if he's going to do that. I don't know if they're going to do that. But yeah, I mean, he should not play exactly the He should not play baseball again. And the Rays should not pay his contract either. If it were any one of us, we'd be fired and probably thrown in prison. Our job wouldn't pay us for the next decade while we're sitting in Attica. Like, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, when I get out of prison, I have $100 million in the bank waiting for me. Like, yeah, okay, right? Like, that isn't going to happen. So, Chase Hampton's rehabbing. Clayton Beater's rehabbing too. So we have some pitching prospects there, but I have a feeling one of them or 2 of them are going to get moved. They have to.
Yeah.
They have to get moved.
I'm all right. And you know what? It's just you're talking about moving either Chase Hampton or Clayton Beater.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd be okay with either one, honestly.
Dude, yeah. That's if you can get a Scooble or a Crochet, like you got to do it. Yeah, you have to do it.
I mean, if even Scooble is even part of the is going to be in trade conversations. I mean, I know his name got brought up, but the Tigers really haven't said anything.
No, they haven't.
So that could just be speculation.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's really said. I mean, with the exception of like the Marlins and the White Sox, but no one else has really said yard guys are available.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Mets haven't said Pete Alonso's available, right? The Astros haven't said Alex Bregman's available. So, but that's where that's what all the talk is revolving around. They haven't said Vlad Guerrero Jr. If they trade anybody, I have a feeling it'll probably be Kikuchi, maybe Bichette. But I don't think they're going to move Guerrero Jr. I'd be shocked if they move Guerrero.
Yeah.
Right.
Johnny TD saying the Yankees have to eat it.
Eat what?
So I think he's talking about Rodon's contract.
If he vetoes the trade, there's nothing to eat.
Yeah.
You can't trade him. They're not going to let him walk with 5 years left on his deal.
Yeah, especially with the amount of money he's owed.
They're not going to do that. And there's no team would do that. Would eat $124 million, whatever they have left on his contract. No team's going to do that. $104 million. There's no way. Will Warren or Barclay? Who's Barclay? Edgar Barclay?
I think he's talking about Edgar Barclay. Yeah.
I did see Bichette went on the IL today.
Whoa.
Calf strain. I saw that. Yeah, Gaussman, I don't know, Ken. I think they might keep him. I think they might move. What's the other guy? The other pitcher. There's another pitcher there that I think they'd move aside from Kikuchi. I forgot his name.
Starting pitcher?
Yeah. Gosh. Chris something is it?
Chris Bassett.
Bassett. That's him.
You know what? I wouldn't mind if the Yankees traded for him. If they were looking for, he's actually not bad. He's actually
Not bad.
pretty decent.
He's not bad. He isn't bad. You're right about that.
Yeah.
Like, there are guys that the Yankees could get, but obviously, of course, we want it to be Skubal or Crochet. But like the Orioles, and again, like I said, the Orioles, they have the ability to pay a lot in prospects, and without taking a hit anywhere, because I mean, they have all positions filled. Like they can give, with the exception of Jackson Holiday, they can go 2 through 5 and not miss a beat in prospects, like not miss a beat at all. And they're top 5 or top 6. They're all position players. Their pitching prospects don't start, I think, until 6 or 7. So, whereas we have a couple higher rated pitching prospects, but they don't have a single pitching prospect on the top 100. Orioles, not one. Neither do the Rays. Okay, so keep that in mind. Something to keep in mind. So especially the Rays too. Like if the Yankees were to trade with the Rays, if you want Paredes, we're going to have to give them a top pitcher and the top outfielder. They don't have either one in the top 100. We're probably going to have to go both.
So I mean, the Yankees kind of have an advantage there if they were real. If they were trying to go after Paredes, then they can give him they can offer him a Chase Hampton and a Spencer Jones. You can,
or Chase Hampton and Dominguez, one of them, yeah.
Or Chase Hampton and Dominguez, yeah.
I mean, that's probably what it's going to cost. Yeah, I mean, are you willing to do that? Is the question. Or are they willing to do that? Are they willing to do that? Is the question, right? So, and these are the conversations now. As Rosenthal mentioned, Gausman on foul territory. If he gets moved, he gets moved. I just don't see them moving Vlad. I don't think it makes any sense.
I don't see it either. I don't see them moving Vlad. That would be.
Canadians are the nicest people in the world, but they'll probably burn the stadium down. I think trade.
Yeah, they'll yeah, for sure, man. Yeah.
And like Brent Rooker's another one, but again, Brent Rooker's also like a high strikeout home run guy. Like that's what you're gonna get from him, and you're gonna have to say goodbye to Dominguez there too, or probably Jones.
Rooker's. To be honest with you, I'm done trading with the Oakland A's.
Yeah, I mean that's. And are you willing to do that? Like. That's the question. And I'm definitely not trading for freaking A's pitchers. So forget Mason Miller. I don't want anything to do with the guy. I like him. He's a good pitcher, but I don't want anything to do with him. No, thank you. I feel like we're jinxed when we're trading with the freaking A's.
Mm-hmm.
So, and well, exactly. I mean, I think there's a consensus, Mark, right? There's only one guy would trade either Jason or Spencer for at Skubal. That seems to be the consensus, that I would be willing to give either one of those for Skubal. And I would hate to see them go, but I have a feeling it's going to cost that. And Hampton and other pieces. I mean, that's reality, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Skubal, like I said, he's excellent pitcher. I remember the game he pitched against the Yankees. He struck out, I think, 12 of the Yankees batters.
Mm-hmm.
He looked really good. I mean, looked really, really good. But I was like, man, I wouldn't mind if the Yankees had him. That would be pretty awesome.
I've been talking about Skubal for like almost 3 years now. That's the guy I wanted him in the Yankees.
Yeah.
I've been almost 3 years. Like, I mean, my goodness gracious. Rooker would be a huge package too. Yeah, Rooker would cost a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Yankees they need an infielder or two more than they need an outfielder, because right at the end of the day, like Rooker's gonna, if you don't trade Dominguez for Rooker or Jones, then he's gonna block both of them. So that's the problem it creates. There aren't really guys blocked in the infield right now. That like Arias, Lourdes Lombard, those guys are like at least 3 years away. At least. None of these guys are around the corner, just like Vivas. And the fact of the matter is that I think they should call Vivas up now.
I agree.
Vivas, like, get something going. Give us some young energy, some dynamic. He bats lefty. He's fast. He's got a good glove. Why the hell is he sitting in AAA?
I wish I had the answer for you, man. I wish I had the answer, but yeah, like I said, the Yankees, yeah, they got some work to do. I mean, they definitely have some work to do. It's pretty clear. It's pretty obvious. Again, they did acquire all those pitchers in the draft, or
Maz,
not or acquire, but they drafted all those pitchers. But
Maz is in the house. What's up, Maz?
yo, what's up, Maza? How you doing, bro?
Razelman. Right. Razelman. I gotta look up this guy, Razelman.
Razelman?
I haven't heard. He's not in the top 30 prospects, I don't think. Have you heard Razelman?
The name rings a bell. I don't know enough about him. I'll be honest. I know Neely.
Neely, we know. Yeah, we know.
Yeah. I mean, talk about a guy that needs to be called up.
Yeah, I mean, even Vivas, Vivas is number 15. All right. Neely's 24. And Hazelman's not even in the top 30. What's Hazelman's first name?
Razelman? Eric. So it's Eric Michael Razelman.
Eric.
Looks like he's AA affiliate.
Eric Razelman. Want to know what 0.83 ERA, 36 Ks, and 21 innings pitched. He's a reliever.
Mm-hmm.
The righty. Right-handed reliever, 23 years old. That's right now. Placed, yeah, he's in Somerset, Double A.
Yeah. He's like 23, so it'll probably be a little while if the Yankees were to ever bring him up in the future.
Yep. And trading Torres, I can see. Well, it depends on who they bring in for second base, unless they decide to keep Torres around. But DFAing DJ's not going to happen.
I could maybe see the Yankees DFAing him with 1 year left on his contract.
Yeah, not with 2.5.
Not with 2.5. Yeah, $30 million. I don't think so.
Yeah.
And then firing Boone. Well, who do you replace him with?
Yeah, and why?
Yeah. A lot of folks don't realize that Boone has a winning, like, as far as his regular. Yeah, and what's his face said it. Mazza said it. He took the words out of my mouth, but he has a winning percentage of close to 600. And his regular season has been, you could say, it's been successful. Playoff, not so much. His playoff resume has not been great. He's been able to get him there, but he's fell short.
Yeah, and again, he's not doing what's falling. The whole team's falling short.
Right.
Only him.
Right. Yeah. I'm not totally putting this on Boone whatsoever. I'm not saying this is Boone's. It's all Boone, but it's like, if Boone was such a bad manager, how does his winning percentage be close to 600? It didn't happen by accident.
I think there's only two major managers in baseball history to have a career 600. I think it's Joe McCarthy and Dave Roberts.
Yeah.
In the history of baseball. Gang. There's only two that have a career 600. And, right? So it's crazy, but that's the facts right now. So would DJ accept a deal like Bonilla did, $3 million for I doubt it.
I don't think they'll do a Bonilla deal with DJ.
Bonilla deal had to happen because Bernie Madoff stole like $100 and something million from the Wilpons and the Mets, so they had to lay out Bonilla's contract, and he was happy. I mean, he's making like $1 million for like 35 years, some craziness like that, which is good for him. Good for him.
Yeah.
Dang. Not working. Yes, sir. Dang, yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, you got I mean, as far as tomorrow's game goes, I mean, you got Marcus Stroman on the mound.
Yeah.
I just hope Boone, as far as the lineup goes, man, I don't want to see DJ and Torres together, man.
No.
I mean, I don't want to see that tomorrow. It's just
I think it's too wasted spots in the lineup that play Oswaldo.
Yeah, play Oswaldo Cabrera. Absolutely. That's a guy that should be playing.
And it's not it's not big time, but at the least while he's here, get a chance to play.
Yeah, I mean, look, LeMahieu went 0 for 3. I mean, Torres went 1 for 3. Not that it means anything, but it's just.
Ken, what do you know, man? You know this. Boone has only 2 seasons with under 94 wins. First was the COVID year, and that was only a 60-game season.
Yeah, I'm not going to count COVID. I don't care about that year.
Yeah. I don't even remember what their record was in COVID.
I don't remember either. Like, COVID was – that COVID season, I'm like, wait, they played baseball?
60-game season.
Yeah.
No, they didn't play in front of fans. They had fan wooden they had freaking cardboard cutouts of fans.
That was hilarious.
Which is nuts. Well, that's Ken, how many wins did they have a COVID season, man? Wilder hits better. He does hit better when he gets regular playing time, but unfortunately, he also falls off too. We need, it's Fire Cashman, Trey Boone, and DJ for Robbie. There we go, Stephen B. Tell him.
Oh, we're gonna trade. We're gonna trade the manager and the third baseman for Robbie Ray
for interview money. Flip into the Mets for interview money. Get Patrick Corbin and Josh Hader. Yes. Dropping the knowledge bombs on people, brother. Here we go, Steven. Voigt led the league in homers in 20. What year was that, Johnny? That was COVID year, was it?
Luke Voigt, 20 homers in 2020. I think he's right. He might be right.
20 home runs in 60 games? That's impressive. Then he fell off the face of the earth since then. Let's see. It's Luke Voigt, 2020. 22 home runs and 52 ribbies.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember he was on.
That's his career high. His career high in a 60-game season.
Yeah, they were 33 and 27 in COVID.
All right.
So.
All right.
I honestly, like, that year, I was just like, I was like, what was even the point of having baseball?
Yeah, that season was crazy. And the Yankees lost like a couple $100 million in revenues that year. So it was but thankfully they had baseball. So but yeah, I mean Cabrera's more productive. Dude, latest, I don't know. You can't play him now. Like DJ's gonna shell of himself, and Gleyber Torres is a shell of a shell right now. So and play Oswaldo until they make trades. They're gonna have to make a trade or 2 trades. They're gonna have to. I don't know. I don't. What else could they do? What else could they do? But we right now we are 10 days out from the deadline. So you'd rather see Grisham, Judge, and Soto in the outfield, and Yankees promoting Vivas, Augustin Ramirez. Well, I don't know if Augustin Ramirez, since he's moved up to AAA, he went from 293 in AA to like 170 in AAA batting average. Ooh. So he's struggling right now.
Yeah, got to give him time. Well, that was the thing. Everybody was jumping on the hype train. It's not. I'm not saying again. I like Augustin Ramirez. I think he has a lot of potential, but everybody was talking about bring him up. It's like, dude, he just got promoted. Let's chill.
Yeah.
Let him. I think it was just because wasn't that the case with like Ben Rice? He got promoted to AAA, but Ben Rice was a different story. He was tearing the ball off at AAA. So.
Yep. So I mean, Augustin Ramirez was doing the same thing, and then now he's struggling. So.
Yeah.
And like Narvaez, he's got a decent bat. He's a good defender. So right now he seems to be a better fit than Augustin Ramirez. And thankfully the Yankees have 5 catchers on the 40-man. 5.
They have a ton of catchers, man. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the reason why they drafted so many catchers was because their catcher position was just weak.
Yeah,
Was just weak. So they needed some options there.
Yeah, man. And now we need corner infielders, man. I know we got one or two of them. I think we got one of them in the draft. It's that college kid. I think they drafted in the 8th or 9th round.
He's like the
first baseman from Grand Canyon University. He's from like Taiwan.
I know.
He's a good hitter. Yeah, he's a good contact bat too. So that gives us something to be looking out for. So, but they still need, they need a third baseman. They need one now, right?
Yeah, they need they need to trade for a third baseman and then bring up Vivas to take over third base.
Yeah. Like if at the end of the day you have to decide whether to trade for a third baseman or second baseman, get the most valuable one, right? The one that can have the most impact, and you play Vivas in the other position if you need to.
Yeah.
Unless you're making 2 trades, but again, you have to be willing to fork up a lot of prospects. The Yankees are in a position to have a deep farm. Maybe it's now time to do that, but we'll see if they're going to do it or not. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. I'm looking to see if the Yankees made any roster moves after the game. I don't know if you've heard anything yet, but
I'm checking on my end. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, nothing yet. Let's see.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, they optioned Josh. Following the game, they optioned left-handed pitcher Josh Masajeski to AAA, and they outrighted Cody Morris off the Major League roster and onto their AAA roster. Is that what you're going to say?
You got it, bro.
Yeah.
That literally just came out like seconds ago.
So look at that. So they optioned a pitcher out. So that means they're probably going to call a pitcher up or trade for a pitcher. They have to have one up here now. Right? It's 39. Their roster's at 39 right now. No. Or they're 26 at 25.
So they got to be calling up a pitcher.
Somebody's going to come up or come over in a trade. No idea. No idea. That's something to keep our eyes and ears out for.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could be Neely. It could be
Neely, yeah.
Neely. And it looks like he's earned it. He's earned it. And Mason just wasn't that bad today either. He just got hit pretty hard by the Rays today. So, Rays are good. The Rays are good.
You know what, man? I the thing with the AL East, you don't count any team out. I mean, the Rays, they could hit. They got some guys that could hit. They may be having a bad season, but they still have guys that could hit.
That's a scary division to play in, man.
Yeah.
Scary division to play in. It's it's a different division than it was 10 years ago when the Yankees just owned it every year. And then the Red Sox came out of nowhere. Now we have the Orioles. We have other teams to contend with, right? Aside from the Red Sox. Get the Rays
all those years where especially with the Orioles having like the worst record in all of baseball. I mean, it led them to having great draft picks. So as a result, they get those great draft picks, and now they're a great team.
And the decade before that, the Tampa Bay Rays had like 10 years straight of draft picks 1 through 5.
Yeah,
and that's one reason why they're so good now too. And the Orioles just went through that. That's one reason why they're so good. So that's just the nature of the beast. I was like surprised the other day when the Cleveland Guardians get the first pick in the draft. The freaking Cleveland Guardians.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The freaking playoff team. Because it was a lottery. That freaking spinball machine. They picked out Guardians.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like the Golden State Warriors or Boston Celtics having no one pick in a draft. Never happens. What the hell? How is a playoff team going to get no one pick in a draft? It's nuts, man. Well, they got lucky. They got lucky.
No doubt, man.
And they got an infielder, kind of like Jackson Holiday. I think his name is Travis Bazan or something like that. It's like another Jackson Holiday type. So, lucky bastards, Indians, man.
I know, man. Yeah, and that dude Jackson from the Orioles.
Jackson Holiday?
Jackson Holiday, yeah. I know he's gonna, there's actually an Orioles podcast that tunes into my channel when I do my streams.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool dude, actually. Pretty cool guy. Because I'll go back and forth with him because he knows it's the Yankees channel, but I'm like, hey man, go ahead and chime in. Let me know what you think about Orioles, man. He's kind of my go-to guy. So
So the reason why Cleveland got good odds for the first pick is because how often teams that receive revenue sharing had top 6 picks. Part of it, which I don't think is fair. I think that like a team like the Yankees who would give more in revenue sharing than any other team in baseball should be in the running to get at least a pick in the top 15 instead of 26. Like the Yankees give $150 million a year in revenue sharing to teams that don't spend it on players.
Yeah,
how is that fair?
That's not fair at all, and that's the thing. When Hal said that, having a $300 million payroll, it's not sustainable. And fans went off the deep end, like, oh, this guy's being cheap. It's like, no, he's making a point. He's sick and tired of having to. He's also probably sick and tired of having to pay the luxury tax, year in, year out, because it's going to these, like you said, it's going to the owners, and they're not investing in that team, or in their organization. They're not doing that, and but it's like, then we've talked about it, Jason. It's like, oh well, the Yankees make X million amount of dollars a year, but I'm like, in revenue, people.
Revenue is not profits.
It's not profits, exactly.
Revenue.
Like, economics 101. I'm not an economics major, but I've kind of read up on some things.
And to Lewis's point too, Race Can, they have one play. Batting average is not the only metric. Something to keep in mind. Okay, timely hitting isn't. There's a reason why teams want to trade for all the Rays players. Paredes, Rosarina's hitting like 220, but timely hitting. Paredes, timely hitting, clutch hitting, and so on. So it's not only the stat number. You could have, 8 guys batting 240, but if they're always hitting at the right time, then that's going to matter to teams who need players who hit in the clutch. So it's just something to keep in mind, Lewis. But it's a fair point. But the batting average isn't the only, stat, just like OPS isn't the only stat. I mean, OPS it matters more if you're getting a lot of home runs. But aside from that, and they could call up E-Frost. Yeah, they could do that too, Rob. I don't know. E-Frost is in AAA already.
He's at AAA, but I don't think they're going to bring him up yet.
I'm not sure. I mean, it would be nice if they announce a trade later today or something like that. It would be.
We hear something later tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully it's a decent trade too. No, it's. Well, I mean, if you want a good pick, well, your odds go up if you suck for the year. Yes, you can get into the lottery since the Yankees rarely suck. Well, they're in the exactly, but I think something. Not an exception, I should say, but they should have a chance to be in the lottery if they're giving more. They're giving all these teams that are in the lottery get revenue sharing from the Yankees, every one of them. So why is a team, that plays so much in revenue sharing never in the lottery? I don't care if it's 15; it doesn't have to be 1, but a team, picking the top 15 would be nice, right? What happened, Democracy? Pedo comment? I didn't see any pedo comment.
I didn't see anything about that, and I'm not pissed off at you.
Yeah, I'm not pissed off at you either, Democracy. Who
yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about. No, not sure what you're talking about, Democracy.
I mean, I know we talked about Wander Franco, and I don't know if he made a comment about Wander Franco, but
yeah. Look, when it comes to Wander Franco, what's worse, calling him a pedo or him being a pedo?
I mean, they're both bad. They're equal. It's equal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a trick question. I'm like, wait.
It's like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
shit. He had relations with like a 13-year-old, and he paid the mom off to not say anything. Like, that's disgusting.
Yeah. Well, the mother should be locked up too.
Yeah, statutory. I was like, what? Come on,
Yeah.
guys, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, democracy, you're not pissing us off by calling him a pedo. I didn't even see it anyway. So,
Yeah.
but, it's just, it is what it is, unfortunately. Thankfully, he's not a Yankee.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if he was a New York Yankee, what the media,
Oh, forget
what
about
the
it.
baseball world would be talking about right now?
Forget
Oh
about
God. I can just hear the comments now. I could see Cashman, Howell getting all the blame for it. They're going to be like, oh, this is what these guys, no, you idiots. Like, oh my
it.
God. Thank God he's not a New York Yankee.
Yeah, no.
Oh my God. That would have been a disaster, man.
Imagine an interview. Yes, so you hit 350, right? Are you into teenage girls? Part of this one of the on the questionnaire. Are you into underage girls? Okay, then we'll keep you in here. It's like, no, that's not part of the questionnaire.
Yeah, I know. It really
We're
isn't.
gonna find out until later on, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, man, it's just like, it's the same thing with like, I mean, granted, he's not a Wander Franco, but Domingo Herman.
Yeah,
Who
Herman.
did
Yes,
did
exactly.
we know did the Yankees know that this guy was a head case before they?
Not that I know of.
Yeah,
He smacked his wife in front of like in broad daylight, in front and a union like a union representative saw it. Like,
yeah.
come on. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's just. But again, back to baseball. Like,
Back to baseball. Yeah, 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 yeah.
you know, who? I'll ask you folks in the chat. Who is the first Yankee? If they trade any out, who's the first Yankee that you think gets traded, if any? Or who's the first Yankee prospect you think gets traded? And it happened in front of Joe Torre. Like, what the like? If that's true, that sucks. If it happened in front of Joe Torre.
Yeah.
Nestor Cortez, democracy. You think Nestor? Look, I've proposed him being a trade candidate for like a year now, and Jose Trevino too. So, but if they're going to trade him, they have to replace him with another pitcher. Can't just trade him for the sake of trading him.
Yeah, for Nestor, yeah, you're not going to trade him just to trade him. You're
No,
right.
you got to add an arm in return. So, and like, can't you sit around and wait for Clark Schmidt?
Right. Yeah, and I do agree with Joel. I don't know about Dominguez, but Cabrera, honestly, I do agree with Joel about Cabrera just because he's not getting the playing time that he needs. And
Yeah.
where do you play him? You know what I mean?
Where he's going to get an opportunity, and you address the need that you have, right? He deserves an opportunity somewhere. Cabrera, right? Like, I like the kid. He's a good kid, but he doesn't get the playing time.
Yeah, he doesn't. Peraza could be another name.
He could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Could very well be for a team. And like, look, one of the most logical trade partners is the Marlins, right? They need catching prospects. They need infield prospects. Yankees have both.
Yankees have it, yeah.
Lots of them. So they line up nicely for a trade. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And we should be penalizing teams receiving competitive balance money who don't spend the money. Well, exactly. Make him give. Damn right, make him give it back. Yeah. Yankees not just giving millions to a team and you got a nice private jet, but you don't have anybody in the audience watching your games. Like, nobody's sitting in that super fancy luxury box. We helped you build, right? It's crazy. Okay, Peraza, Cabrera, and a catcher. You think, okay. Which catcher, Sean? You trade Torres and Nestor with some prospects for Scott and Jazz, and then theoretically that would be nice. I don't think they're going to move Torres only because he makes more. Like, they didn't want to pay Luis Arias,
yeah,
more than Torres, and Torres makes more than Arias does. So the Yankees would have to eat money out of Torres' contract. I would move Torres for international money or a draft pick or something. But again, I don't see him being traded until they bring in a second baseman first. It doesn't make any sense to trade him otherwise. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. They need a third baseman, like now. Like
Yeah,
yes.
they need a third baseman now. I mean, second base can easily be solved. They can bring up Vivas.
Yeah.
They should bring up Vivas.
Yeah. Like, what are we doing? Why are we not doing it?
Yeah.
He's there. He's raised. His on-base percentage is 400. It's in the Soto stratosphere. On-base percentage, freaking 400. Oh my gosh. Torres in a pitching prospect to the Giants for Taylor Rogers. I'll take that. Contracts offset. 0-sum, yeah. Taylor Rogers is. Let's pull up Taylor Rogers' stats here from the Giants. So idea. Rogers, Giants. Okay. Is he a reliever? Yeah, he is 1-3 with a 2.15 ERA and 41 Ks. Lefty arm. 33 years old. Not bad. Not bad. That is a good trade. I mean, it'd be a hell of a trade for the Yankees. 41 Ks and 37 innings pitched too. All right. Is he a free agent at the end of this year?
Taylor Rogers?
Taylor Rogers, let's have a look here. He signed a 3-year, $33 million contract with the Giants, including 33 guaranteed and an average annual salary of $11 million. Okay. Oh, hold on. Contracts do offset there. Oh no, he's not a free agent until 2026. So he's got a $12 million this year and $12 million next year. Okay, so the contracts do well this year. They offset. Maybe adding that to the bullpen next year. So I wonder. It's good though. It's good.
Yeah,
it's a good. That's a pretty good idea, there, Ken. I like it. Tell the Marlins you pay. Yeah, I mean, they might have to tell the Marlins we'll pay Torres' contract down for the rest of the season. You know, they might have to take the L in a couple of trades. You might have to take the loss, but you get what you need here. And at the end of the day, if you take a loss financially a little bit at the end of this year, but they get too deep into the playoffs, then they'll more than offset the money that they would eat in contracts. So Harrison Bader, yeah, he's playing decent in the Mets. Yeah. I mean, if you can keep Hampton, that would obviously he's strong. He draws comparisons to Roger Clemens and Garrett Cole. So
he's Hampton, yeah,
he's a big, like a bulldog right-handed pitcher. So those are nice comparisons to draw.
Yeah, and I see Jack's trade proposal. He's saying Cortez, Hampton, Selvage, Trevino, Arias to Miami for Chisholm, Scott, and Nardi.
Cortez, Hampton, Selvage, Trevino, and Arias to Miami for Chisholm, Scott. Well, you get two more controllable years with Chisholm after this year. You get 3 with Nardi. Scott's going to be a free agent at the end of this year.
Mm-hmm.
That other controllable year reliever, you get them. It's an interesting.
I mean, if we don't have to give up one of those pitchers, I mean, I'm willing to give up Cortez, but Hampton and Selvage, I don't want to give up Hampton and Selvage.
I don't want to give up both of them. Yeah, I mean,
one of them I'd be okay with. I think
Selvage.
Selvage probably would be the likely name.
Yeah, if you can give up one of those pitchers with Trevino and Arias, because Arias is another big piece.
Yeah, Arias I know is highly regarded by the Yankees.
Yeah, he's a switch hitter too.
Yeah.
Well done, Jack. That's a good trade. Mm-hmm. I like that one, man. I like it.
Because according to prospect rankings, as far as if you look at the Yankees prospects, Arias is ranked number 4.
Yeah. Chase Hampton's ranked number 3.
He's ranked number 3, and then you got Dominguez at 1, Spencer at 2.
Who's 5? Will Warren?
5 is Everson Pereira. Will Warren is at number 7 right now.
Okay. Everson Pereira, wow.
Yeah. And he's out for the season,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yes, he is. Got Tommy John. Yep. Cashman's eyes were. Well, he said that Yowie Wowie in the beginning of the season, and they were proving to be a World Series type team in the beginning of the year. So we can't keep using what he said in February in July. Well, it's like, yes, it's got yes, to get good players sometimes it absolutely has to hurt.
Yeah, it does. It's going to hurt.
100%. And again, this is why I don't use what he said in February, Yowie Wowie, in July now. But, they were the first team. They were on a historic pace, right? And they just, unfortunately, started to show adversity. And when Stanton got hurt, then the offense fell apart. So, yeah, the race for Yandy Diaz on a restricted list for a family matter. He'll be on the restricted list for a couple of days, I think. Hopefully that's how he's okay. I heard who Cam Schlitter is. Very similar mechanics to Cole, but needs to add velocity. I hope he Yankees going. Cam Schlitter? I don't think they'll. Where's Cam Schlitter? Schlittler? Schlittler. Cam Schlittler. Let's see. Where the hell? Cam Schlittler. Okay. Cam Schlittler. Stats. Cam Schlittler is in High A. He's in their High A affiliate. He's 4-3 with a 3.28 ERA, 92 Ks in 71 innings. So he's got a big strikeout arm. He averages.
He's a big boy too.
What's that?
He's a big boy.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah.
6'6".
He is a big boy. They like these big arms. And if you look at the first and second round draft picks, they were like 6'5", 6'6", 250 pounds each. They're big boys.
Yeah, they got some big dudes on that.
Yeah, they loaded up on big. I heard a rumor that Cole asked Cashman to sign Martin Maldonado. I haven't heard that. Where'd you hear that rumor from, Jack?
Yeah, who said that?
Who said that?
I don't know that Cole wants to have anything to do with the Houston Astros player in general.
Yeah, I know Martin Maldonado was his personal catcher when he was pitching in Houston.
Yeah.
Where did he ask? Where'd you hear that rumor? From another channel or a beat writer? We haven't heard that anywhere. Playing D. Yeah, we're playing DJ because of his contract. Dan, that's right. Yeah, we are. Yeah. 4 walks in 9 innings. Yeah, I mean, exactly, Armin Chalmey. Where'd you hit that with that rumor from? I haven't heard anything. We know that Martin Maldonado got, what did he get, released or auctioned?
I think he got released.
Released? Okay.
Yeah.
A friend of mine here in Puerto Rico heard it on Puerto Rico radio. Interesting. Let's see. Puerto Rico radio. There's an article here. It says Garrett Cole is the only person in New York happy about this latest Yankee rumor. Of course, it doesn't say what the hell the rumor is. Where the hell's the rumor? I'm like 5 pages into this article now. Oh, here it is. Okay. Andy Martino said Garrett Cole loves throwing to this guy. He also loves throwing to Jose Trevino, who's on the IL. And then Ken Rosenthal, Andy Martino retweeted Rosenthal's tweet. And the White Sox have designated Martin Maldonado for assignment. And that's true. But he's 37 years old. He's like 7 years older than Trevino, too.
Right.
So, and I don't know if they're going to have him unless they trade Trevino, which they could, and they can bring in Maldonado. And that's the only scenario I see them bringing Maldonado, to be honest with you. Yeah, there's a huge Yankee following in PR. There's definitely a huge Yankee following. No doubt about that. Next to this, Hunter Brown. Yeah, Hunter Brown is isn't he an Astros prospect, Willard? Hunter Brown, I think.
I've heard that name before.
Yeah. Ben Rice, a chance at catcher. I don't know, Yowie Wowie. I think there's worries. We have worries about Rice's offensive momentum being thrown off if you move him to catcher. And last thing we want to do is hurt his legs or anything like that, his knees. It should affect his ability to hit the ball. He's in the MLB, Hunter Brown. Where's Hunter Brown? Hunter Brown. Stats. He's a starting pitcher with the Houston Astros. 4-4 with a 4.99 ERA. He's 25-year-old right-handed pitcher. Okay. I thought he was one of their top prospects, right?
I've heard that. I've heard that before.
Yeah. Wells has been better with everyday bats. He's a better hitter than Jose Trevino is. Period. Jose Trevino gets hot and cold spots, yeah, sure. But Wells is a better hitter when he plays consistently. Royce Lewis from the Twins. What position does Royce Lewis play for the Twins?
What was he?
Shortstop. And isn't he on a monster contract too? I would probably pass him. Royce Lewis. Royce, just saying the name Royce sounds weird because I'm so used to saying Hoyce.
Ha! Yes.
Hoyce
I know exactly where you're going.
Yeah, Wells is a better arm. He's got a better arm. He's become a pretty good pitch framer, right? So, yeah. Who can play third base, Ethan? Wait, hold on. Who can play third base?
Is he talking about Royce?
I mean, Royce Lewis.
He's probably talking about Royce Lewis.
Isn't he on?
He's not.
Well,
he's not talking about Hoyce Gracie. So. Yeah.
Shoot. I'm almost positive they just signed him to like $100 million contract, right? Is that right? Let me see. 700. Well, he's making 740. Multi-year. I don't know. I could have sworn to sign. I wonder what you'd have to give up for him. Is the other question.
It comes with he comes with plenty of years of control. He's still he's got
5?
Yeah, 5 years of control.
Mm-hmm.
He's under control for this season and obviously 4 seasons after that. So yeah, 5 seasons. I mean, he'll be 20. He's 25 right now. He's a Scott Boras client. Keep that in mind.
Of course.
So,
of course. Yeah, well, Seattle was up in 10 games on Houston. Now Houston's in first place. So we're like, there's a lot of people freaking out about the Yankees. Who are like, what, they 1 game from first?
Yeah.
So that's a big collapse too. If you can get Brendan Dunham from the Cards, I'd love it. But I don't know if he's available. They're competing now. They're in contention now, the Cardinals. No. But he does have a long history of injuries. Yes, he does, Ken. That's what I was wondering. Yeah, Royce Lewis. Marcus Semien of Texas. Yeah, he makes like $25 million a year, though. I don't know. And he's older as well. Steve, my gut tells me the Yankees are gonna make a trade with the Marlins. Seems to be the most logical team, the one they keep connecting him. They connect him to the Yankees.
It makes the most sense.
Yeah, just like I think the White Sox are going to pair up with the Orioles for a trade. For sure. So.
Wait, TJ Rumfield also plays third base?
Yes, he does. Third and first.
I knew first, yeah. But he's probably a better first baseman than third?
Let's see. Let's see here. TJ Rumfield. Oh, wait. TJ Rumfield. Let's look at his stats here. Rumfield. All right, so 24-year-old left-handed hitting. Well, he's batting .296 right now with 10 home runs and 44 ribbies. 3 steals, 822 OPS. So pretty solid.
Who's that?
TJ Rumfield.
Oh yeah,
He's also in. Well, he's in AAA, so they can't call him up. They can. You might as well call him up until they make a trade. Oh my gosh. But I think you're right. The Mariners are kind of they're stumbling. They need to bring in some bats. I could see them bringing in 2 bats. I could see that bringing in. I did my MLB trade deadline predictions early, and I have them bringing in. Let me go back to look at this. I encourage you guys to take a look at this. Let's see. I've got Pete Alonso going to Houston, Tyler Anderson going to Houston, Randy Rosarina going to the Dodgers, I have Paul Blackburn to Texas, Renjifo going to Texas, Garrett Crochet to Baltimore, Luis Roberts staying, Vlad Guerrero Jr. staying, Alex Bregman staying, Tanner Scott coming to the Yankees, Chisholm Yankees, Kopech St. Louis Cardinals, Carlos Estevez going to the Mets, Eric Fetty to the Brewers, Brent Rooker to Phillies, Cody Bellinger staying, Mason Miller staying, Isaac Paredes going to the Dodgers, Kikuchi to the Pittsburgh Pirates, and Skubal staying. Those are my updated predictions.
Yeah, I get the feeling Skubal's going to stay.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to give Oakland the ransom that they're looking for. I just can't see it. I'm sorry, I can't see it. But I do think we get Tanner Scott and Jazz Chisholm. It's the most sensible trade the Yankees to make. And I hope, they're going to have to outbid the Mariners. So we'll see if they do that. Excuse me, we have 10 days left. 10 days until
I know, man.
It's going to every day we get closer to the deadline and a trade isn't made, everybody's anxiety levels are going to go up, and the more intense it's going to be as we get closer to the deadline. So stay tuned, gang. And Afi and I will be talking about this a lot more over these next 10 days. And so we'll Mazza from Fort Train Express. We'll be talking about this quite a bit. But yeah, about TJ Rumfield for the next 10 days sounds better than DJ. Yeah, I don't disagree. The way DJ's playing right now, they should bench him. Yeah. Give one of these kids a shot. CT Cards is in the house. What's happening?
What's up, CT Cards?
Yes, sir. My man. Eric, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Why would Alonso be traded? The Mets are in the playoffs right now. Honestly, Eric, I think the most logical move is for the Mets to trade a few players and get some stuff back. At the end of the day, I don't think they're going to get past the Phillies or the Braves. I think they're going to be a fringe contender for wild card. I think they might be a 1-and out. So if I'm them, I'm moving Alonso and I'm moving a couple of the pitchers, and just to load up with as many players as they can. And then you can re-sign Alonso in free agency if you want. He's a free agent at the end of the year. So, but they're not. I don't think they're going to contend, to be honest with you. But that's just my opinion, Eric. So, but again, thank you for that super chat, man. Appreciate you. But it's what I'd be surprised if I was wrong now. If they kept Alonso, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But I think they should move on some guys and get some prospects and kind of start reloading and start building around Acuna's younger brother and like some of those other guys. And who's a shortstop, Francisco Lindor, catcher. So, yeah. I want to. Steve, a lot of people want to trade DJ. A lot of them just want the Yankees to move on from DJ. So, yeah. When did the Mariners last make the postseason? Oh, God. Maybe in the
2 years ago.
2 years ago. There you go.
Yeah, they were there 2 years ago because they had that one game against the Astros. It went like, what was it, like 14, 15 innings?
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Yes.
Yeah.
How's this for a shocker trade? Pete Alonso and former Yankees Severino. Ooh. Alonso, I don't think the Mets have anything that I would want, honest with you.
No.
I would rather trade for a third baseman than a first baseman, Willard. But that's just me. I don't speak for everybody. So, if he was going to marry, I mean, and I know the Mariners went to the playoffs a couple times with Felix Hernandez too, King Felix. So, but they never made it deep into the playoffs. But we'll see. We'll see. You heard that Cohen would be willing to let Alonso go and try to sign Juan Soto instead of. Why would Soto want to go to the Mets is the question. Would you rather play with Judge, or he's going to be like, Judge is nice, but I really want to play with Jeff McNeil. Like, I don't know if that's going to happen. Yeah.
I can't see it.
Yeah. No. The Mariners missed the playoffs. And did they miss the playoffs during King Felix's entire tenure? I thought they made the playoffs at least once with them and with him. I would agree too, CT cards. I think at the end of the day, I think Torres is most likely gone, but we'll wait until that actually happens. I think we're stuck with DJ. I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. So, Angels third baseman Luis Rengifo, he's injured, yeah. And look, at the Yankees, could they do Rengifo and Tyler Anderson, a starting pitcher? Yeah. Or Rengifo and what's the guy's name? Carlos Estevez? Yeah. I mean, that would probably cost less than it would cost to get Tanner Scott and Chisholm from the Marlins. So it would make sense for them to talk to the Angels at the very least. All right, what do you think, NFA?
100%. Yeah. Rengifo was a name that we've talked about, right? That's a name that we've mentioned. I know he's hurt, and then Estevez. That's another solid arm that the Yankees could try and get in a trade. It wouldn't cost them as much as it would a Tanner Scott and a Jazz Chisholm.
Sure.
It wouldn't. Tanner Scott, even though he's a rental, they're still, the Marlins are still going to ask for a bunch.
He's good. He's very good.
Yeah, he is good. Yeah.
Really, if he had controllable years, he would be my replacement choice for Clay Holmes to replace Holmes. But he's also going to be a free agent like Holmes. So, which is why I think the Yankees would be wise to. I would love if they still brought in Tanner Scott, obviously, but if they need to bring in another guy with controllable years here, because they're likely going to lose Clay Holmes and Tanner Scott, right? Ron Marinaccio, Johnny Loizaga. They're going to lose several guys in the bullpen.
Yeah, they are.
They're going to need to replace these guys, unfortunately. So, and this is where Cashman actually has a pretty good track record of acquiring relievers with controllable years. So I wouldn't be surprised if they brought in a Nardi or a Puck or something like that with Tanner Scott. But we'll see if they do.
There's a lot of options. So many options right now. Even though, there's going to be limited. I feel like the teams that are going to be selling are going to be limited.
Yeah.
But the player availability, there's a lot. There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah. Let's see. The pitcher they signed yesterday is Thomas Pannone.
Yeah.
Left-handed pitching. A 30-year-old lefty. So, let's see. Jazz Chisholm. The Rangers are apparently in play for Jazz Chisholm now. Interesting. I don't know why they got Marcus Semien at second base, but maybe they'll move him to DH. The Tampa Bay Rays are extensively scouting the Yankees in anticipation of a trade. This is an article. Let's see. They're extensively scouting the Yankees right now, the Rays.
So something might be brewing.
It says they can likely pull off an interdivisional trade with the Tampa Bay Rays. According to Brian Hoke, actually, they're closely evaluating players within the Yankees organization in anticipation of a possible trade, with the Rays reportedly open to listening to trade offers for Isaac Paredes and Randy Rosarina, The two sides should be able to make something work. Paredes would be crazy if they got Paredes.
If they got Paredes, that would be insane.
And if they got Paredes without having to give us Dominguez or Jones, that would be crazy. I have a feeling the Rays. Yeah, I agree, Jonathan. Rays will fleece the Yankees, but very rarely do the Yankees get fleeced. Very rarely do they get fleeced. So, people think the Yankees got fleeced for Frankie Montes. Well, none of those guys they traded to the A's are pitching well.
Nope.
So, how many players do I think the Oakland wants for Miller? Probably, Steve, probably 4 or 5. And 3 of them are going to have to be top 10 prospects, I would imagine. And they've already – it's understandable. I mean, it's understanding. The understanding is that they asked for Dominguez and Jones for Mason Miller, which is – that's –
Nope.
I
am not on the Mason Miller hype train.
No, I'd rather get other guys.
Yeah.
I'm hanging the phone up. So – I hope not, Army. I hope he doesn't turn into one of these guys that leave Tampa and turn into duds. I don't know. But I would take him over Rosarena. Again, if they bring in a Rosarena, I think he's got another year. Where are they going to play him? That's going to block Dominguez. Right? So, which is crazy. All trades are Rays. Yeah, I mean, the Rays are smart in making trades. They are smart at making trades, right? And I do think they would be. Well, I could just see them trading Jason Dominguez to the Rays for freaking Isaac Paredes and Dominguez just torturing us for the next decade.
Oof.
I could just see that happening. You can have George Lombard and Roderick Arias, but I want to keep Dominguez and Soto. That's what I would say. But they don't even need Lombard in areas because they've got prospects in the farm that are rated above both of them. Neither Lombard or Arias are in the top 100. They have 4 in the top 40. The Rays. So we'd have to give them up a ton of pitching and a ton of outfield prospects to make a trade with the Rays work, which is nuts, right? Yeah, Jack. Ken Waldichuk's not really doing much. Luis Media's not really doing much. JP Sears not really doing much. Yeah, they're not really doing much right now. So, unfortunately. Montez didn't do much with the Yankees, obviously. So, but yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing. Would you rather have Dominguez in the outfield or a Rosarena? I'm going to go with Dominguez. And if you can get Paredes without Dominguez, that would be a huge get. Cashman would probably win Manager of the Year if they did that. So you got Paredes without Dominguez or Jones. My gosh. Twins place Carlos Correa on the IL. And Chris Paddock. Look at this. Jonathan, the Prime Minister of Valuable Intel, keeps feeding us the inside information here. Let's go. I'll be wrapping this up in a minute too, gang. But that's what's going on right now. This is what we're hearing, right? And the Rays are scouting the Yankees extensively. So, and the 2 names they're talking about here are Rosarena and Paredes. Paredes could be a thing. It could be. For all we know. The cost, I don't know.
They're here this weekend for all we. If they're heavily scouting, maybe a deal gets done by the time the series is over. Who knows?
Yeah. Can you imagine that? Oh my God. Oh jeez.
Yeah, that'd be freaking bananas.
Yeah, that would be nuts. But that would be a big get for third base. Huge get for third base. So he's got a good contact, skills. He's got a good eye. He's got a great glove. So he'd be a great fit for the Yankees at third base.
Mm-hmm.
And that automatically, to me, would relegate DJ to the bench.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
And we'll see what they do at second base. But if they only do one position, then that would be a nice gift for that position for third base. So, and he's got, again, 3 years of control after this year. 2028, you have him till.
Yeah, and he's 25.
25.
He's young.
Young building block for the Yankees. So, please, Brian Cashman, if you can make this happen, Let's go. I mean, I'll do this if you could do it without Jones and Dominguez. I'll wear a Brian Cashman mask on. Just people already tell me I look like Cashman already, so I'll wear your face. We'll talk about it. Paredes changed.
Then
Ken is making a prediction here. Paredes changes dugouts mid-game tomorrow. Could you imagine that?
Oh man. Yeah, I was gonna tell you they'll really call you a Brian Cashman lover.
Yeah, yes, they will. Marcus Matters, have a great night too. Yeah,
have a good night, Marcus Matters.
He's off right now. He's off right now. There's no denying that.
He's awful. He is.
So is Alex Verdugo right now. He's terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. So shit. Yeah. See, Yowie Wow is saying I do look like Cashman. See. Nothing I can do about that. And I buzz my hair too. I have my clippers and buzz my hair, so I even look like him even more. But whatever. But would you guys be happy and gals be happy if the Yankees got Isaac Paredes as one of their trades? Would you be happy, Effie?
I'd be thrilled. I mean, that addresses third base.
Yeah. I think I'd be pretty thrilled too. And the last time they had a really good third baseman, with the exception of A-Rod, was Scott Brocious. That was kind of an underrated trade. Scott Brocious was the best number 9 hitter in the baseball history. So
yeah, Brocious, man, that guy, yeah, he killed it. But but Paredes would be great, man.
Yeah, and Jonathan. Yeah, it depends on who they give up. I mean, do I want to give up Jones or Dominguez? No, but dude, if you get a Paredes without giving up one of those, I'll wear Brian Cashman glasses, Stephen B. Yeah, I'll wear it. No Paredes is Colton Wong, roast defense and less opposite field power. Colton, I don't know about that. Colton Wong, isn't Colton Wong an outfielder?
Colton Wong?
Let's see. Colton Wong. You're second baseman. Okay. Less opposite field power. Actually, I mean, I'll take his contact skills. He's got 15 home runs and 50 ribbies. He'll put the ball in play. He would be probably our number 4 hitter. And then if they got somebody to set the table at number 1, the lineup will look completely different. Could you imagine if they got Chisholm and Paredes?
Whew.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, that would address a lot of the infield needs.
Yeah. It would be nuts. So, I mean,
well, the fact that the Marlins are putting Chisholm at second base, they're going to play him at second base. I mean, that's saying something.
And the manager said that we're doing it to increase his trade value.
Yeah,
it's almost inevitable he's going to get traded, right? So it's crazy. And exactly. We haven't had a stable third baseman in years. I mean, yeah, exactly. He is a difference maker in the trade market this year, and I'm surprised that the Rays are making him available. I really am. But I do think the Rays are going to want to fleece the Yankees because they're in division rivals. So the Yankees are going to have to give up something that's going to be painful to get them. Absolutely. And I would give Vivas a shot at second too. If you got Paredes for third, I'd play Vivas at second. I'm good with that. Fine with me. Yeah, I mean, I'll still do a Marlins trade. I'll try to get Tanner Scott and another reliever if I could. That's fine by me. So we'll see what happens, gang. We'll see what happens, but we'll let you go. And if you always want, I want to thank you for coming on, bro. It's always a pleasure having you on here, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. As always, I love coming on here and chatting it up with you. I love having you on my channel as well. You know that, bro. Always,
bro. Anyway, gang, if a trade is made today, I'll go live again tonight. If the Yankees make a trade and we're like, holy shit, they did just do that, I'm going to go live later. I don't care if it's 1:00 in the morning. I'm going to go live. So we'll see. And this is the link. This is the Strike Zone right here. If you haven't subscribed to the Strike Zone, please do. We need to get my man to 1,000 subscribers. That's the milestone. Okay.
1,000 subs. I'm on the road right now. I'm on the road to 800. So got to get to that. I want to get to that 800 first, and of course, climb my way up to the 1,000. But
Yeah, I mean it's greatly appreciated. And again, you know,
yeah, anytime, CT.
if you subscribe to the Strike Zone, you subscribe to a very good channel, a great channel. He has great people on. He interviews players, and he's got knowledgeable, sensible content, right? And at the end of the day, we have people telling us that we're therapeutic, which is crazy. But
Yeah.
if we can be that for some people, I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to do it. If it's what's my gut for trade, Steve? My gut is they make a trade with the Marlins. My gut's not. I don't know what the Rays. It would be crazy if they did. But my gut tells me if they trade for Paredes, then either Dominguez or Roderick Arias goes to the Rays, and maybe they'll move Roderick Arias to a different position because they have 20 shortstops and third base prospects.
They got a lot of shortstops.
A ton of them.
Holy smokes!
Yeah, it's crazy. But that's what my gut tells me, Steve. So we'll see. We'll see. And again, Paredes can also play first base too. We know that as well. But we'll see what he does. If he comes here. And again, if they don't get him, I'm fine with that too. But I do think they need a new face at third base, and they need a new face at second base. What do you think? Do you agree with that, NFA?
Repeat that one more time. I apologize.
They need a new face at second base. They need a new face at third base.
Yes. Oh, 100%. Yes. My apologies, but 100%. Yeah, because Glaber and DJ's, it's not, they're not cutting it. And I look with Glaber Torres, I really like the guy. I do. All right, I don't dislike him. I don't hate him. I genuinely do like him. I was hoping that this season he would come out firing on all cylinders, but he hasn't. So
it's true.
Yeah, he hasn't, and the time I know I think the time to trade him was 2 years ago. I mean, maybe they should have pulled that trade with the Marlins back then, because now look at where Peraza is at the moment.
It's kind of nuts, right?
Yeah, it's kind of nuts, dude. They should have done it, or they should have just done it in the offseason.
Now, just for perspective, folks, yes, some people keep saying he's a bad defensive player. He's got a .982 fielding percentage. So
Paredes?
974 last year, 1,000 fielding percentage in 2023. 1,000 fielding percentage. He's at 982 right now.
Is that
982 at first base, 973 at third base, 974 at third base.
Paredes?
Paredes. That's the breakdown. These are career 969 at third base, career 990 at first base. So fielding percent is a good stat to use for defense, Army.
Yeah, why would it not? Why would it be?
That's one of the things that we learn. Just like batting average is a good metric to use for hitting capability. Not getting the hard ones and only executing the easy ones. Not necessarily. Fielding percentage determines how many errors you make. Why are they much better? Who told you that, Army Chow Man? Oh, what's OOA, by the way? Defensive run save too. Defensive run save, we know. What's OOA? And why are they better in fielding percentage? We'll get that. We'll get that, and then we'll wrap this up. Let's see. Okay.
Outs above average. That's what he put down.
Outs above average. Okay. And elaborate for us, Army. Why is it better? It's essentially another definition of fielding percentage.
Yeah, it means he's getting to balls replacement guys can't get. He has a negative OAA is what he's saying. means he's only making the average plays.
So he's making errors on the hard plays. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm understanding.
Then his fielding percentage would be worse, wouldn't it? If he's making errors on the hard plays, then his fielding percentage would be worse because those are the errors, right? Muff. What's Muff, Steve? Did he get an error today from Muff? I don't know what that is. If he profiles more as a second, I'll take him at second base then.
Yeah.
I'll take him at second base.
Fine by me.
And the hits, not error. What errors are what going to determine his fielding percentage, not the percentage of hard plays versus easy plays. First baseman or second baseman arm. Fine by me. I'll take him second base. I'll take him. I'll take him, and then you can play TJ Rumfield at third base. I don't really care. If he comes here, I don't care. I honestly don't care what position he plays.
Yeah, sign me up for second base for Paredes.
Yeah.
WRC plus of 137.
Mm-hmm. It's not as bad as people think. Brendan Ryan had consistently had a worse fielding percentage by a shortstop, but it's because he was getting 50 to 100 extra batted balls with the average. Would prevent a ton of runs. What, you're comparing him to Brendan Ryan? He's a good defender. But, again, how many games has he cost the Rays? See, we're getting stuck up in these metrics. How many games has he cost the Rays? And again, I'll take him at second base. I really don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Trout slated to be in minor league rehab at something. About time. Good for him. Be good to have him back in the game. I like Mike Trout.
I like him too, but man, I feel sorry for him.
I feel terrible for him. The guy. I feel terrible for him. But yeah, they should just honestly put him out of his misery and trade him somewhere where he can be in a winning environment and a winning team and have a chance to be in the playoffs. Yes, Holmes has 6 blown saves, 4 of which are defensive errors, 4 of which are majority defense. His ERA is 2.77. Clay Holmes. And this is where perspective comes into play. 2.77 ERA with 6 blown saves, 4 of which are defensive. What does that mean? Some of those runs were not earned runs. Unearned runs. Cost them 1.5 wins. Again, that's an actuarial stat. D-WAR by negative 1.5. Cost them. He hasn't actually cost them. That's a stat people are factoring in. Just like other stats. I asked you how many, I don't care about the stats. Have you seen him cost them wins? That's what I'm asking. Right? I mean, this is a simple question. This is where we get caught up in the weeds with all these metrics, right? So that's why I wouldn't be relying only on the metrics. I haven't physically seen him cost the Rays games. Stats can make that stuff up. Okay, fine. But unless you see it actually happen, like I've seen, the defense blow a couple games for Clay Holmes. I've seen it with my own eyes. We all have. Has he put themselves in a jam? Also, yeah, he has. But the defense is not. They don't get off scot-free with this one. Clay Holmes. No. Again, Army. I'm asking you. I'm not saying have you missed easy balls that most third basemen can get that a runner scores. Has he cost them games? That's what you were referring to when you did the D war, defensive war.
He's saying he cost them a game earlier this season against the Boston Red Sox where he allowed the winning run. So one game.
One game.
I mean, what third baseman doesn't make mistakes?
And even Ken watches a lot of games too, Rays included. He hasn't seen him cost Rays runs. This is what
I know Ken tunes in.
Yeah, again, this is not. He would bring more value to the Yankees than he would hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
That's at the end of the day what we need, right? A lot of. And DJ is unfortunately hurting the Yankees more than he's helping them. So is Gleyber Torres. And it would be a massive upgrade to either. And, I'm hoping that the Yankees will consider this if they can make a trade happen. Okay? He allowed the winning run by not getting to an easy ground ball. I have to see that play. I have to see that play myself.
Unfortunately, even some of your better players, best players, sometimes, they make mistakes. They cost the game. It happens.
Coach Carl, we were just talking about this. When do I see the trade start to? Look, we're 10 days from the deadline, right? I'm gonna wrap this up, but there were 10 days from the deadline, and no big moves have made yet. We heard there's an article we were just talking about. The Rays are scouting the Yankees extensively right now for a trade. Don't know what the trade's going to be, but they mentioned Isaac Paredes and Randy Rosarena. That's all they mentioned in terms of names. They didn't mention any Yankees names, but every day we get closer to the deadline, it's just going to get more tense, more stressful these days, right? And Carl, I will be live from 12 to 7 p.m. For those of you that don't know, on trade deadline day, which is the 30th. I'll be live from 12 to 7 p.m. The trade deadline itself is at 6, and I'll be there for an hour afterward, so that the trades that filter in afterwards I can go over all of them and announce it. And if I need to go a little bit later, I'll go a little bit later if there's more trades to talk about. So as long as the paperwork is submitted to the commissioner by 6, then the trades have to be honored if they pass. So that's the rule. And again, Torres, Again, Paredes would make that's the thing. Torres would make the team better, should not cost a prospect. There is no way in the world we're going to get it without giving up prospects.
Yeah, especially a 25-year-old player that comes with years of control. A prospect has to be given up.
Multiple prospects.
Yeah.
To a division rival. It's going to our opinions don't none of our opinions are going to change that one. That's just the nature of baseball, unfortunately. Yes, the trade deadline is 6 p.m. Eastern, Steve. 6 p.m. on the 30th, July 30th. It's going to cost multiple prospects, Army. Unfortunately, it will. And that's would we like it to not? Of course. But there's no way Yankees going to get a guy that good without giving up a good return. And this is why everybody wants Dominguez and everybody wants Spencer Jones and Chase Hampton and some of these other guys. But it is what it is. The Rays are looking for pitching, Randall. They are. They do not have any. It's the Yankee tax, exactly, Mark. They don't have any outfield prospects or pitching prospects in the top 100 of the Rays. It's only infield prospects. So they're definitely looking for pitching. But I think pitching and outfield. But many trades are announced after 6. That's right, Jonathan. So I will go as late past 6 as I need to. If it's 7 or 8, I'll go late. I'll be up. So I'll order Chinese food if I need to. Just eat there. Like whatever I need to do, I'll be live. And hopefully I'll have NFE on with me, and hopefully I'll have as many people as we can. So we can talk about this stuff and announce all the trades. NFE might get wind of trade before I do, and so on and so forth. So we could share with all of you, and that would be good. And on trade deadline date, what is for Lynch? Oh, lunch, Ken?
You meant to say lunch, yeah.
It's a good question.
I
I don't know.
know what you typically sometimes do. Not sometimes, but occasionally.
If the Yankees make a huge trade before I start, I'm doing the Big Mac and the apple pie for lunch. All right. If that's what you want to ask, I will do that, and I will rifle it down too. If the
Ted
Yankees,
said no McDonald's Big Macs and apple pies.
all right, I'll do sushi then. I'll do sushi. Is that all right?
I'll just do like a chicken sandwich from like Wingstop or Chick-fil-A or something.
That sounds good too. We're going to
Yeah.
eat. And we're going to eat. We have to eat. We're athletes. We need to fuel constantly. So we're going to eat.
And God only knows my appetite is all over the freaking place.
Army, I like that idea too. To make a big trade, having a huge chocolate sundae. I'm yeah for that too, baby. Mark Watson, we thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, man. Chicken parm. Ken wants you to have chicken parm, dude.
Chicken parm for me makes sense.
All right. We can roll with that.
Yeah.
We could do a chicken parm duel. We could both do chicken parm. I'm fine. I mean, unless you butcher a chicken parm, you can't really go wrong with chicken parm. And if you butcher a chicken parm, you have no place in the kitchen. Like, what would a big trade get? Yeah, a blockbuster trade would get a Big Mac and an apple pie. I know I would piss Ken off, so I'll get sushi to eat in front of Ken, and then Ken can say, "Yo, I'm gonna go for a walk or something," and I'll rifle down the Big Mac and apple pie, so that Ken doesn't see it. So, Dev, man, Dev the Devastator, thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Dev.
Thank you, brother.
Really appreciate it.
Banana slices. While my chocolate, I only do chocolate ice cream, hot fudge, whipped cream, sprinkles, and nuts. That's my chocolate sundae. I don't do bananas. And if he's a slice guy, like pizza slice.
Oh, I'm definitely a pizza guy for sure, bro.
I'm plain slices.
Yes, sir. You and me both, man.
Yeah, I put nothing on my pizza.
I know. Yo, speaking of pizza, because there's always pizza conversations in my channel. I don't understand like people who put all these toppings like sausage and pepperoni, and I was like, do you people not enjoy like just classic cheese pizza? Like,
yeah, I'm old school when it comes to. I just eat this regular slice of cheese. Nothing.
Yeah.
I'm putting garlic powder maybe or something, but that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. It's Army Chow Man. After your stream yesterday, they ordered the pizza. So.
Yeah, bro, because we were talking about pizza. Because during my pre-games, I always ask for people's predictions. Whoever's pitching, I say, "Hey, what's your predictions? What do you think the score is going to be?" Then I talk about food. What's everybody going to eat? And then shout out to Nosebleed section. He started the whole how many double plays are the Yankees are going to hit into. So we've been having some fun with that. So that's a question I asked. I was like, all right, how many double plays are the Yankees going to hit into?
Today's game ended on a double play as well. They'll compare him to a freaking double play.
Yeah, they hit into like 3 or 4 today. It's frustrating. And yeah, Ken, I don't like pineapple on my pizza. No, thank you.
I can't do it either. Hawaiian pizza, I can't do it.
Yeah,
Watching us from the Haskell horse race in Monmouth Park. Nice. You're a horse guy, Carl. All right.
Okay,
I've never been to a horse race ever. That's something I like to go to just to check it out.
Army Chowman is saying his mouth was watering so much after NFE stream he should get sponsorship from the low. You know something? I should.
You got to get an NIL deal, man. You got to get an what? My wife's vacuuming upstairs, but I was wondering what the hell that noise is.
It's all good.
You got to get you an NIL deal. I'll get a big sponsorship. We're sponsored by Franco's Pizzeria, whatever it might be.
Yeah. He ends up grocery shopping fairly often after NFE's food combos. Oh boy. Yeah, the supermarkets are loving you then.
Steven
Albert
bets on horse races. All right. I don't bet it. I don't gamble. So.
I don't gamble either. Yeah. So and Albert's saying with no toppings, do you like extra cheese on the pizza? Sign me up.
Yeah.
I love cheese in general.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Stroh and Rodon will set up a win for night. I hope so. Sign me up for that.
I feel confident as Stroman. Rodon,
Yeah, we'll see. I
we'll
hope.
see.
I
Yeah.
can only hope. Speed shooting competitions. Damn, Ken's scary. Ken's scary.
Well, he's former military, man. So,
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
guys are deadly.
You breaking out your BB gun, man, Ken? Feelings on white sauce, on pepperoni, on pizza with chicken. I've had a white sauce pizza. I like it, but I don't eat anything with pizza. Nothing.
I'll make an exception for chicken because I do like
My
chicken on top of pizza.
my wife tells me I'm the most boring pizza eater in the world because she likes pepperoni on her pizza. I put nothing on the
Yeah.
pizza.
Like I said, majority, I would say like 90, over 90% of the time I'll just eat mine plain cheese, bro. But I'll do chicken though, but not all the time. But that's about the only thing I would do because there was a pizzeria in Brooklyn that I used to go to, and they did these chicken slices, bro. Fire. I was like, I typically I don't put chicken on my pizza, but this particular pizzeria, I will eat chicken on top of it.
I'll say this too before I wrap this up. I have
Yeah.
tried barbecue chicken on pizza. I like it, but when I do toppings on a pizza, it sends me to the same place all the time. Toilet bowl. So anytime I eat something that's something on top of something on top of something, I generally go to the toilet bowl. And
I understand.
maybe a spastic colon. I don't know what you call it, but it's yeah. So I don't want to be where's Jason? He's on a bowl again. Where's Jason? He's on a bowl again. So and that happens to me way too often. So, but guys, thanks so much for coming on. We've been on this for a while now. Doing
Yeah.
this.
2 hours. Whew.
Yeah, thank you to the super chats, everybody. Appreciate all yours. We will keep you updated on news that comes in. And if you thank you as always coming. I love having you on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a great day, everybody. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll keep you updated. Peace and love to all of you. See you next time.